Today on Rappler, Filipino gunmen in Sabah survive a bombing raid and ground offensives by Malaysian forces.
Not my message. I was just enabling those who will be displaced by the school to get a certificate so they can work.
Cynthia V says her comment on Filipino nurses was taken out of context.
There's a new magic. It's actually now the Pinoy magic.
And Team Pinoy says it's confident it will win Mindanao despite the Arab magic. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Filipino gunmen in Sabah survive a bombing raid and ground attacks by Malaysian security forces. Sulu Sultanate spokesman Abraham Ijirani says the group moved outside the area before the assaults began. More than 200 armed men loyal to the Sultan refused to leave Sabah for about 3 weeks. Online newspaper The Star quotes Malaysian police sources saying the Sulu armed group was totally routed by Malaysian security forces' overwhelming firepower. The Filipinos are followers of Sulu Sultan Jamalul Kiram III. They sailed to Sabah on February 12 to reclaim the territory. Malaysian police say the situation is now, quote, under control and there are no casualties. Ijirani says he spoke with the leader of the standoff in Sabah to confirm their safety. In a statement, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak says the government must take action to defend the country's dignity and sovereignty. He adds all efforts to prevent bloodshed had failed. Shootouts between Malaysian security forces and the Filipino group first broke out on Friday and continued over the weekend, killing at least 27. And for our social media post of the day, Sean leaves this comment on Rappler.com using his Discuss account. This is not a military war, this is a political war. It will never end unless they will all sit in the negotiating table. The Foreign Affairs Department says Malaysia has yet to act on the government's request to allow a humanitarian mission to assist Filipinos affected by the standoff in Sabah. On Monday, Foreign Secretary Albert Del Rosario travels to Kuala Lumpur to convey the request to Malaysian Foreign Minister Anifa Aman. He asks Malaysia to allow a Navy ship to proceed to Lahad Datu so the Filipinos there may receive medical attention and consular assistance. Del Rosario also asked for authorization to, quote, establish a safety corridor for women, children, and other civilians not involved in the hostilities. DFA spokesman Raul Hernandez says the department has sent 4 notes verbal to the Malaysian embassy in Manila. Where do senatorial candidates stand on the most contentious educational issue today, the K-12 program? Angela Kasaway reports.
In front of an audience of students and teachers from universities across Metro Manila, senatorial candidates tell youth voters their plans to address the backlash of the K-12 program. The new program adds 2 more years to students' 10 years of basic education. It places the Philippine educational system at par with the rest of the modern world, where a 12-year basic education is the norm. Universities and colleges face the problem of having 0 freshman enrollment during the 2-year adjustment period.
Ang istampo ni Brother Eddie sa K+12, I believe this is a bitter pill. Bitter pill, pero kailangan. Bakit?
The K-12 bill is now awaiting the signature of the President. For most of the candidates, their stand on the K-12 bill is this. Despite the problems, it will soon become a law. Let's find ways to deal with it.
Siguro ang pwede natin gawin, ma'am, is to make at least all the universities who will be affected to be able to enroll po as a TESDA partners po so that they can open up vocational courses in their universities.
But the Democratic Party of the Philippines says it should be abolished.
First of all, hindi ako naniniwala na magiging effective ang K-12 program. Palagay ko, yung quality ng iyong pag-aaral tsaka yung interes sa pag-aaral ng estudyante mas mahalaga kaysa sa oras na pahabain pa ang kanilang pinag-aaral.
The Angkapatiran Party has a Marshall Plan. They want to provide state subsidies for all universities. They say teachers should use those 2 years to finish their postgraduate degrees.
Alam po ninyo, yung 2 years na yon na walang estudyante, at nasabi na ni Lito David yung aming proposal, Alam nyo, hindi naman pwedeng kukuya-kuyakoy na lang ng paa yung mga teachers. Meron silang gagawin under our plan para magiging sabbatical yung 2 years na yon. Walang diminution of benefits, hindi ka matatanggal, pero maaari kang mag-aral para matapos mo yung master's degree mo at PhD mo.
Aside from Magsaysay and Villanueva, no other big names made it to the forum. J.V. Ejercito, Jack Enrile, and Edward Hagedorn confirmed but were no shows. Students say it's a pity. It would have been a good opportunity to talk about real issues that matter to the youth and move away from the slogans. Angela Kasaway, Rappler, Manila.
The opposition United Nationalist Alliance says Mindanao is Arab country, but the coalition of President Benigno Aquino says it will win the region with what it calls Aquino Magic. Natasha Gutierrez reports.
Actually, there's a new magic. It's actually now the Pinoy magic.
Arab magic, that's no more. Mindanao-born senatorial bet Coco Pimentel says he feels the support for President Benigno Aquino III's team Pinoy in his home region, coining it Pinoy or Aquino Magic. He shows little concern for the supposed Arab magic in Mindanao, saying times have changed and so have opinions. Arab magic refers to the political power of former President Joseph Estrada in the area, which overwhelmingly supported his presidential bid over now President Aquino. Estrada is a stalwart of the United Nationalist Alliance, or UNA.
The Arab magic is for himself, no, but Arab is not a candidate, so ano pa yun, nothing to worry about. Definitely, ang turnout dito sa Mindanao, majority, if not unanimity, will be Team Pinoy.
Pimentel is not alone. Fellow bets believe they will emerge victorious here because they are being supported by Aquino, whose track record speaks for itself. But not all is well for the president. Aquino received criticism for his handling of the Sabah standoff with Malaysians, which resulted in a deadly gunfight. The attack left 12 Filipinos dead, all Mindanaoans. Campaign manager Franklin Julon, however, says the conflict will not affect the slate's chances because it is an isolated incident.
Wala pong epekto ang nangyayari sa Sabah. We are confident that the people will understand the limitations of the government insofar as being able to fully take control of the situation.
But the so-called Aquino magic is hard to believe, at least so far. In Sultan Kudarat in South Cotabato, crowds in the rallies of Team Pinoy are small compared to UNA's. Supporters are not as enthusiastic, a far cry from those that attend the sorties of Estrada and his bets. Despite smaller-sized crowds and the conflict in Sabah, Team Pinoy believes its chances remain great here in Mindanao because of what Aquino has achieved so far. But is banking on the president the best strategy in Mindanao, which has historically supported the leader of the opposition? Natasha Gutierrez, Rappler, South Cotabato.
Team Pinoy senatorial candidate Cynthia V responds to the controversy about her comment about Filipino nurses. In a television forum, Villar was asked why she opposed a move in 2005 to close nursing schools that did not meet minimum requirements for operation. Villar says she was only given 60 seconds to explain, quote, a complicated issue.
I was just enabling those who will be displaced by the school to get a certificate so they can work in some health-related facilities that doesn't need a BSN degree.
Correct.
I'm not putting down the nurses. I'm just saying that those who are unable to graduate getting a BSN degree should be given a chance to work.
Villar says she wanted the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, to take responsibility for issuing permits to underperforming schools. Core of the question, though, that Winnie Monsod threw at you was that you would give preference to the concerns of the business people who ran the schools over the.
I was just requesting the CHED to make a transition for them, kasi in the first place, they were the ones who gave the permit to the schools.
Correct.
If they don't like the schools to be like that, why did they give the permits?
The dioceses of San Carlos and Kabangkalan in Negros Occidental are not placing Team Patay, Team Buhay tarpaulins in their areas. The tarpaulins were put up by the Diocese of Bacolod to campaign against senatorial candidates who voted for the Reproductive Health Bill. On February 26, the rector of San Sebastian Cathedral says over 90 priests agreed to hang similar posters in their parishes. But Father Jaime Laude from the Diocese of San Carlos says they will not hang the tarps. He says, "We don't want to put some titles on the candidates such as Team Patay or Team Buhay." The Commission on Elections earlier ordered Bacolod Bishop Vicente Navarra to take down the posters because they're oversized campaign materials. Navarra asked the Supreme Court to stop COMELEC from implementing its order. The court issued a temporary restraining order Tuesday. 11 Filipino businessmen make it to Forbes' 2013 list of world billionaires, up from the 6 who were part of the list last year. They have a combined wealth of $37.85 billion US. In its March 4 release, Forbes lists 1,426 billionaires all over the world with a collective net worth of $5.4 trillion. Tycoon Henry C. Sr. remains the richest Filipino with an estimated wealth of $13.2 billion. He ranks 68th in the Forbes list, up from the rank 116 in 2012. The second richest Filipino, Lucio Tan, moves up to 248th spot from 314th, while port and casino businessman Enrique Razon edges out Andrew Tan. Businessman Eduardo Dandinco Juanco, who was among the 6 Filipino billionaires in 2012, dropped out of this year's list. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 4, a record 259 nominees, 209 individuals, and 50 organizations are in the running for the 2013 Nobel Peace Prize. The list includes Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani schoolgirl turned icon of Taliban resistance, former U.S. President Bill Clinton, and Myanmar's reformist president Thein Sein. The Norwegian Nobel Committee will announce the winner in early October, and the prize will be awarded on December 10th. At number 7, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe wants to follow the footsteps of his grandfather, former Prime Minister Nobusuke Kishi, who was instrumental in Tokyo's hosting of the 1964 Games in Tokyo. Abe tells the International Olympic Committee Tokyo's bid to host the 2020 Olympics is his, quote, lifelong dream. Tokyo's plan features a compact and dynamic Olympics based on its financial wealth and track record in hosting international sports events. Tokyo is up against other contenders including Madrid and Istanbul. At number 8, global warming will only make the heat wave, bushfires, and damaging floods in Australia worse. Australia's Bureau of Meteorology says the 3 summer months ending February 28 were the hottest season ever recorded in Australia. The government's Climate Commission labels it the, quote, angry summer. And at number 10, Lonely Planet, a decades-long travel guidebook, is for sale. In a report, Skift says current owner BBC is in the final stages of negotiation with Kentucky billionaire Brad Kelly for the sale of a majority stake in Lonely Planet. Kelly used to sell discount cigarette brands like USA Gold, Bull Durham, and Malibu, then sold the company for almost $1 billion in 2001. BBC Worldwide says, "We've been exploring strategic options for Lonely Planet for some time now, but no deal has been done." For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel, and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page that crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have gotten the most votes on their mood meters. If we take a look today, you have Sabah. This was written by Malaysian Dr. Farish Noor. Between a fluid region and a hard state, 73% inspired, 12% annoyed. And again on Sabah, Merdeka, and Aquino, you've got 41% sad. This is written by Glenda Gloria, managing editor of Rappler, 35% angry, and even here, 10% annoyed. If you take a look today, Aquino says Sabah is a conspiracy, 43% annoyed. And Cynthia V apologizes to nurses, 67% annoyed. There you have the mood of the day. Today, most people are annoyed. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Tuesday, March 5, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.